If you've ever been curious about the One Piece card game, this is gonna be the very first video that you're gonna need to watch to understand what this game is about. Hello everyone and welcome to Anything Geek. And in this video, we're gonna start the ultimate guide to the One Piece card game. We're gonna talk about what is the One Piece card game, how does the game work, and which product exists for the game. If this sounds good to you, maybe your friends will be interested too, so make sure you share this video with them. Without further ado, what is the One Piece card game? The One Piece card game is actually a trading card game much like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. But let's assume you're really new to the subject. What is a trading card game? A trading card game is a card game that is made specifically for the purpose of collecting cards and trading them with your friends. You're going to be building a vast collection of cards, and you can either play with them or collect them all, or even both at the same time. And don't worry for the cards that you do not have in your collection, because that's where the trading part comes into play. Yes, pun intended. While playing the game is its own fun on its own, trading is just another aspect of this game that you can make use of in order to boost your collection and be able to play in more vast ways than you could ever imagine. That being said, trading is fairly easy. You pick a card that you have too many of and you trade it with your friends. For cards that you don't have, of course. But playing the actual game is where the fun begins. So, how does the game work? I'm just going to give you a brief overview of how the game works, because I actually plan a full video on the topic. So make sure to subscribe to not miss that video when it comes out. You have 4 types of cards that are going to interact with each of them during play. So the very first type of cards that you are going to encounter in your play is going to be leader cards. Leader cards are kind of special in that they stay always on the board. They cannot get removed, and you can see they have a life. They are going to be your main cards that your opponent is going to attack in order to reduce those life to 0. And when your life gets to 0, you lose the game. If your opponent's life gets to 0, you win. The next type of cards that you're going to encounter in your play is going to be character cards. And we have 2 represented of those right here. Now you can see already some differences with the leader cards, because up on the top left corner of every card, you're gonna have a bubble with a number on it. It's gonna be the cost of the cards. And don't worry, we'll get back to it in just a second. But for each card, aside from the cost, you're gonna have their power, as well as an attribute. You're gonna have the illustration and potentially the effect of the cards at the bottom, as well as a name and types down at the bottom. Now, there may or may not be a counter value on the side. It depends on all the cards, but there are all types of cards for every use. So as you can see, for example, with Nico Robin, we got a 3-cost 5k power cards, Nico Robin of the Straw Hat Crew type, with a counter value of 1000. If we take a closer look to Usopp, we have a 2-cost 2k power cards with an effect and a trigger, as well as a counter value of 1000, and he's also of the Straw Hat Crew type. Now, I'm not gonna get too deep into effects right now, because again, that is planned for another video, but every card can have effects that are gonna activate under certain conditions, and that will have a fairly wide impact on the game. Now, I mentioned cost about character cards, and the cost of the cards you are paying with done cards. And done cards are basically just that. It's the done onomatopoeia slapped on the card. This is the equivalent of the energy for Pokemon or the mana for Magic. Each done card that you are gonna have on your field and that is gonna be active, you can freely give to one of your character or your leader, or you can spend however you want to summon a new character or activate effect however you like. And while we're on the subject, because I'm talking about active cards, an active card is a card that is on your board and standing vertically. The opposite of that is going to be a card that is rested to show that it has been used, and it's going to be turned sideways, whichever way you prefer. The next type of card that we're going to see is going to be actually event cards. Event cards are like spells for Magic or items for Pokemon. They are cards that will have a cost that you're gonna pay to play, and you're gonna just activate the effect that is written on the cards as is. Once the effect is resolved, you can throw the cards in your trash. Well, not the actual trash. The very last type of cards that we're gonna have for these games is gonna be stage cards. Stage cards are gonna be fairly close to events in that you play them and you resolve the effect, but they are actually gonna stay on the board. Most of the time it's because their effect is reusable multiple times, so you want to take advantage of that. Now that you have a basic understanding of how the game works, you should know that there are actually a ton of products that exist for the game already. The main product that you are gonna encounter for this game is gonna be the starter deck. Those will be pre-made deck of 50 cards plus a leader and a 10 card down deck that you are gonna need to play any games that you want to play. They offer a very good value for the money that you're spending on them because they set you up to instantly play. The second type of product that you're gonna find are gonna be booster boxes, and you're gonna find two types of booster boxes. Either the main booster boxes that go by the reference OP followed by a number, or the extra and premium booster box that serve as getting more cards into the game. Now I'm talking about boxes, but really I should talk about the boosters, which are actually what is contained in every booster boxes. In each booster box you're gonna be able to find 24 boosters boasting each of them 12 cards, and among those 12 cards the last two cards are going to be the most interesting, being rare or above in rarity. And rarity is really ranging from common through uncommon, rare, super rares and secret rares. But those are not the best cards that you can have from any booster, because there is also alternate art. Some cards just exist in different versions, and the best looking one is almost always gonna be the alternate art. Moving away from the boosters though, we also have some promotional cards that you can get from just participating in events at your local game stores, or even bigger events where you can go to World Championship and those kind of things. But promo cards are gifted to you upon participation. Those are not products that you can buy from Bandai. You can buy them on the second-hand market, but those products are not made for sale. There are other products though that are made for sales, and they will often offer you some boosters as well as some promotional cards and some goodies that you can maybe have in those boxes. And of course, most of those products I've purchased myself and opened on this channel, as well as did some reviews for you guys so you know is that product worth it or not. And you can find some of those videos right here.